Hello viewers, once again welcome to your daily news roundup with me, Esther Lai. I hope you're all well in terms of health. Here in Kenya it's raining in most parts of the country, and I hope where you are the weather is favorable and conducive. Let me know where you're watching me from. Today I want to reveal to you why, unless a miracle will happen, President Ruto may make a history as the first one-term president of Kenya. This will be backed by a shocking revelation in relation to the web of rising costs, recent government tax hikes, and not so secret dance with corruption in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have noted in the recent times, Kenya found itself facing economic challenges that have raised concerns among its citizens. Many attribute these difficulties to the policies and actions of the Kenya Kwanza government. The Kenyan President, William Ruto's regime, has been under fire from a majority of Kenyans over high cost of living. You will be shocked by the revelation in this video. In essence, many feel cheated and lied to by the current government. It has been less than 2 years since getting into power, and the Kenyans have grown jittery about the ever-increasing cost of living, increased taxes, corruption, and appetite for external. The introduction of new taxes and increment of existing levies and taxes have not made things easy for Kenya under Ruto's regime. In a tweet to Citizen TV, one user said, "It's a wonder how the Kenya Kwanza government has managed to wreck the economy within just 15 months. The truth is that several small businesses have closed down due to hostile economic policies, and the hustlers who had been promised that this is their government can hardly feed themselves." If you remember, the CS Treasury, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, in a recent interview said the government is struggling to meet its recurrent expenditure. Funnily, this comes at a time when the president and his deputy bought goats worth 15 million shillings in an auction. One of the latest people to call out the president and even sounding scary warning is the nurses union boss and Ruto's former associate, Seth Panyako, who warned that Ruto could be one-term president because he failed to fulfill his promises to Kenyans. While speaking in Trans Nzoia on Tuesday, December 12th, which happened to be on Jamhuri Day, Panyako said it will be impossible for Kenyans to give Ruto another term in office. While struggling with the high cost of living, he said, "If the cost of living does not come down, you'll break this country's history. You'll become the country's first one-term president."
Kama gharama ya maisha haitapungua, utavunja historia ya Kenya hii. Wewe utavunja historia, maana utakuwa rais wa kwanza kwenda term moja. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kupa kura 2027 kama tunalia njaa, kama watoto wa hakuna kazi. Mtakubali hiyo? Mtakubali hiyo?
On our part as Kenyans, we take the blame since we have really suffered due to the gullible nature that we adopt during elections. Bill Okero, the first senator from Mandera County, in an interview said, "Politicians in this country have learned how to manipulate the public. Corruption cannot be won in courts. The war on corruption is a political war. It requires the political will of the leader." It means the political class cannot save Kenya in these tough economic circumstances. The oversight role of the parliament has been diluted by loyalty to the executive and corruption. Yet sadly, when the MPs are in public, they act like strangers to policies and laws they passed. Here are 5 major prevailing circumstances that may cost Ruto his second term in order of the weight of their possible impacts. Global economic trends. Kenya, like many other nations, is not immune to the effects of global economic shifts. This means that the external factors such as fluctuations in commodity prices, trade tensions, and the aftermath of COVID-19 pandemic, current wars in Europe and Asia have significantly impacted Kenya's economic stability. We can acknowledge the fact that there has been a global inflation challenge, but the measures that have been taken to raise revenue in Kenya to cushion us against the inflation might drive this country to its knees. For example, the increased taxes to build our economy is like standing inside a bucket and trying to lift yourself up. Number 4 is unemployment and underemployment. A growing population and a mismatch between available skills and market demands have contributed to high levels of unemployment and underemployment. This not only poses as a social challenge but also hampers the country's economic productivity. We all know the current situation in the country and promises about labor that we are going to export. For instance, the president already said the Saudi Arabian government has this week asked for the first 2,500 skilled workers who will be sent to the Gulf country to work. Number 3 is corruption and governance issues. While corruption is unheard of in countries such as Denmark, Finland, New Zealand, Norway, Singapore, and Sweden, it seems to be the order of the day in Kenya. Corruption remains a persistent challenge in Kenya, impacting the efficiency of public institutions and deterring foreign investment. Strengthening governance and anti-corruption measures is crucial for a fostering and conducive business environment. The lack of commitment to fight corruption has seen people freely empty government coffers without shame and go scot-free. President Ruto has, however, sounded a warning starting with the officials in the health sector. Hopefully, he will follow through to help restoring honesty in management of public funds and his hopes of 2027 presidency. Number 2 is drought and climate change. Kenya's economy heavily relies on agriculture, making it vulnerable to climate-related challenges such as droughts, erratic weather patterns, and insufficient water supply pose a threat to food security and the livelihoods of many Kenyans. Before we get to number 1, in case you have not done this already, please subscribe to our channel for great and updates and roundups. Number 1, we are going to talk about burden. President Ruto, while campaigning, promised to deal with extensive borrowing, but as we all know, so far he has now borrowed over 1.2 trillion Kenyan shillings. So, despite the brave face we are putting, Kenya will. This may make the economic situation in Kenya to be worse than where it is. If Kenya continues to suffer, President Ruto may find himself in Sugoi in 2027 as opposed to State House. Until next time, this is the Daily Roundup with Esther Alai. See you in the next video.